Hey everybody, welcome to Downward Dog Rising. It's Tracy here, and I've been working a lot, so I haven't had a chance to come on here. So I wanted to do a conditioning workout tonight for you and give you a little workout. If you don't have a lot of time, this will be the one perfect for you. Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna ask you to lie on your mat, on your back, with your knees bent and your arms in a straight line right over your shoulders. And then basically, I'm going to ask you to stretch your opposite arm and your opposite leg out of your center without allowing your back to lift off the mat. So you're just going to stretch apart, come back, stretch apart, keep the back on the mat, come in. Opposite arm and leg. Inhale, stretch your spine long. Exhale, come back. Inhale, exhale, come back. Your back stays long on the mat. And 4. Come in and inhale, exhale. 3. Just keeping one arm in line above the shoulder. 2 more. And last set each way. All right. Next, you're going to peel head, neck, shoulders up. Take a deep inhale into the space between your shoulder blades. And then release. 2 more. Breathe into that space, mid-back, between your shoulder blades. And release. 1 more time. Stretch in between those blades. Gently lower. Cactus your arms. So you're going to have your arms out by your sides. And then I want you to just gently let both, you're going to have your hips and knees in alignment. You're just going to swivel both to one side. Make sure you keep your shoulder on the mat. Just want to feel our spine stretch long. Collarbones are wide. Breathing in and breathing out. You would do less of a rotation if you have any back issues. Maybe just a baby knee sway like that. Just let that whole side release a little. Return to the center. Reset pelvis. Make sure hips are in line under shoulders. And gently let your knees go the other way. You just want to keep shoulders down and back into the mat. Feel sides of waist stretch. Feel low back release. Gently release. So now I'm going to ask you to take hands behind head and neck. And I want you to make sure you don't pull your head out of alignment. You're going to feel how your whole spine stretches long. Keep elbows wide. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale, do a little head float while you pull your core really tight into your spine. You'll feel the abdominals doing the work, so it shouldn't feel like your neck hurts. And lower down. Exhale, feel core deepen into back and down. And 8, head is lengthening away from tailbone. And down, and 7. You can feel your core shaking when you do it correctly. And 6. And 5. Abdominals draw in. Feel them shake. 4. And and 3. Keep the length from head to tailbone. 2 more. Lift and down. Last one. And down. Good. Next, take your arms back over shoulders. Knees are over hips. Back is into mat. This time, do same arm, same leg out of your center. Come back. Same arm, same leg out of your center. Come back, making sure back doesn't lift off mat. So you're going to feel your abdominals engage. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Four more. Keep your back on the mat. 3 more. 2 more. Feel length in your spine. Last set. All right. We're going to turn and we're going to extend legs long. Keep a straight line. Make sure top hip doesn't fall behind you. Keep straight. Shoulders are straight. Palm presses into mat. And we're going to lift both legs up off mat. Bring both legs back down. So you're going to lift up, stretch legs away. So you want to feel like there's space. Ribs connect. Ribs away from the hip bones here. 8. Legs reach away. Come in. 7. So it's an oblique lift. Want to create some space for lower back, lumbar vertebra. And reach and stretch. Tighten core to spine. Exhale. 5. Reach and stretch. Come in. 4. And 3. 2 more. Good. 1 more. Awesome. Okay. Now from here, what I want you to do, you're going to prop up with your shoulder directly over your elbow, and then you're going to just take your legs, stack your legs out, and you're going to have a straight line. So shoulders, hips, knees, ankles are aligned. And then I want you to just lift up into the air and then hold your side plank. You could have your arm up. Modified side plank. And hold for 10 and 9. Chest is open. And 8. 7. You're going to feel these bottom ribs wrapping. And 6. 5. And 4. And 3. 2 more. Gently come back to your mat. And we're just going to swivel to the other side. I want you to straighten out your legs. So shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Make a single file line. Shoulders are down and back. Space between rib cage, hip bones. Now stretch legs long. Lift them off the mat. And come back in. We want room in our low back vertebra. 9. Gently come back in. 8. And 7, stretch legs out of center. And 6. And 5, stretch legs long. 4 more. And 3. And 2. Good, last one, stretch legs out of center. Come in, prop up. Keep a straight line from your shoulder to your elbow. Our legs are going to reach long. Make sure that your bottom ribs lift and forward collapsing down. Now you're going to rise up and you're just going to hold for like 10 seconds. Inhale, exhale. Those bottom ribs wrap. 9 and 8. Lift the hip up. 7 and 6. 5, 4, and 3. 2 more. And gently come in. Good job. Okay, Okay, so now we're going to come to our hands and our knees. And then what I want you to do on your hands and your knees, just do a little cat-cow, stretch out your entire spine. Tailbone down, chin down. Slowly stretch head away from tailbone, that's it. Exhale and inhale. Stretch apart, exhale. That low back rounds. Inhale to create length in your spine. Exhale and inhale. 2 more times. You're going to exhale and inhale. 1 more time. Exhale. Spread those blades apart and inhale. All right. Now I'm going to have you curl your toes under, push palms away from you. And I want you to slowly start to rise up into a downward dog. Stretch apart. And then gently, you're going to hover your knees above the mat. You're just going to stretch back and apart. Feel low back, pull apart. And come in, hover the knees above the mat. Reach back. Come back down. And 6 more. Feel that low back really open apart. And 5, stretch and reach. Slowly warming the bodies up the joints. 4 more. And 3 more. Those knees just hover. Press apart. And 2. Core draws into low back. Last one. Now you're going to walk the dog. It's okay if the heels don't touch. And inhale and exhale, stretch apart. You can move hips a little if it feels comfortable. And 4 and 3, 2. Feel those palms press the mat away. Now from here, we're just going to kick up our right leg, extend. Your hips are square to the mat. Really feel your body stretching in oppositional energy. Pull apart, hips are straight. You're going to bend the right knee and bring it to your right thumb. And we're just going to do a little stretch for our hip flexor, our lateral glute, and the lateral hip. So we're just going to hold in our pigeon. Also known as, I'm thinking of a term I want to use. Head away from tailbone, just stretch apart. Breathing in. Thinking of swan. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Swan. Head away from tailbone. Just lengthen apart. You might have to pull this hip of the bent knee side back a little as you pull the straight leg side hip forward, just to make sure you straighten your hips out. You might want to grab a yoga block or a blanket. We're going to come forward into our sleeping swan. So your hips are forward. Make sure the back knee is pointing down on the mat behind you. And then if you want, you could gently come forward. You can have your forearms on your mat. That'll take some of the weight out of your pelvis. If you want to come all the way down, you make it a little more difficult. Sleeping swan. You'll feel more weight in your hips for if you come all the way down. So if your hips are super tight, you might want to come up to your forearms. Release any tension in the low back. As you inhale, just notice where there's tenseness in your body. As you exhale, just let it go. Maybe take one more deep inhale here. And slowly you're going to press up, maybe to your forearms. Take a breath there. Gently come all the way up. Feel how head lengthens away from tailbone. We're going to curl the toes of our back foot under. And I want you to bring your hands a little closer together. And then I want you to come push up so you can come into a plank. Now gently tap the front ribs, meet the back ribs. And then I want you to feel like your tailbone, it's going to like pull straight back behind you. That way you avoid arching your back. So you don't want to go like that and arch. Think front ribs and back ribs. And just hold here and breathe. Let's hold for 10, 9, and just breathe. And 5, and 4, feel those core muscles, and 3, and 2. Slowly push up into your downward dog. Really pull apart. Feel those hips drop. Sits bones reach behind you. Breastbone pulls through the two arms. Stretch. Stay here and breathe. One more deep inhale. Three-legged dog. Take one leg straight up, other leg, left leg. Hips are squared to your mat. Really extend, pull apart energy, opposition. Through the breastbone, through the tailbone, pull apart. One more deep inhale. And take your left knee towards the right thumb. You're going to come all the way down for swan on the other side. This knee points down directly to the mat. Underneath you, extend that leg long. We want to have our left hip pull back. So the bent knee side pulls back, and then the straight leg side pulls forward so you can level out your pelvis. Maybe you'll lift straight up, lengthen spine up. Just settle into the pose. Breathing in and breathing out. If you want to deepen your stretch, you can always take your yoga block. Maybe come to your forearms. Keep spine reaching long. This will release your hips, your glutes. Also, your low back will feel better. If you want to go a little lower, you could have your forehead on the backs of your hands or on a yoga block. Releasing any tension with every exhale. Go deeper. Maybe you'll take one more deep inhale. And slowly come to your forearms if you're all the way down on the mat. Maybe you'll come all the way up, just stretching top of head away from tailbone, creating that length. Feel the front of that hip stretch. And then we're going to curl the toes of our back leg underneath us so we can lift our knee up, bring our hands a little closer together. Go back into a downward dog, and I want you to just lift up both heels, lower both heels down. Great. And just really stretch those sits bones behind you. Press palms away. And 4. Letting those heels gently drop closer to the mat. 3 and 2. Excellent. Gently lower those heels. Really focus on your sits bones reaching to the backs of those thighs. Breastbone reaching forward through to the mat. Press palms away. Stretch apart. One more deep inhale here. Now I want you to gently drop the knees, come down into a rest pose, reach, and then from the rest pose, you're going to lift up and we're going to drop down into our upward dog. So you're on your knees, you're going to extend the legs straight as the knees lift up. The front of those thighs really lift off the mat. I want you to pull your breastbone up, forward, and through. And then I'm going to have you gently come back into a little rest pose to stretch your low back apart. Coming up, you're going to press into your feet, open shoulders, chest, shoulders out of ears. Openness, come back, rest pose, gently come through, lift up those thighs, scoop your core, inhale heart to sky, exhale back into a rest pose, come back up, upward facing dog, feel those core muscles stretch and press it backwards. Sits bones behind you. 3 more. We're going to elevate up. Upward dog. Chest is open. And gently come back into Balasana. 2 more times. Just going to stretch forward and through. Openness across chest. Inhale. Exhale back into your rest pose. And one more time. You're going to pick up. Scoop in. Thighs lift. Chest is open. And slowly come back into your rest pose. Now, you're going to take hands to the other side of your body. Press the tops of your feet into the mat and just feel the whole side stretch. If your arms are to the right, you're going to lean slightly over the left glute. Feel that whole left side of the ribs stretch. Come into the center, stretch apart. Maybe take your toes underneath you. And then we're going to take tops of feet to mat, Hips one way, arms reach the opposite way. Get that stretch through the side of your rib cage, side of your spine. One more deep inhale here. Feel those ribs pull open and apart. And gently come back center. So what I want you to do here is thread the needle. I want to give you room in between mid-back shoulder blades. Right in between those shoulder blades, your thoracic spine. 3 times, let's open our chest. And then 2 more deep inhale, open your chest. 1 more time, open your chest. Slowly thread the needle. You're going to drop this shoulder out of the ear, create length along the side of your neck. Reach under. Now this shoulder stays down, this top shoulder stays back. Slowly slide this hand away from shoulder. Stay here and breathe. Really breathe into those lower ribs, back and sides of ribs. Feel the back of the ribs expanding wide. Let's get a little bit of space in the middle of our back. One more deep inhale here. Slide your hand directly under your shoulder. Press up to hands and knees. Now we're going to do 5 cat-cows. Inhale, stretch spine. Exhale, round. Press blades, shoulder blades apart. Inhale, exhale, and 3 more. Stretch apart. 2 more. Stretch apart. Exhale the air out. Last one. And exhale. Now we're going to keep our hips squared to the mat. Now 3 times. Breathe in. Open collarbone. Exhale back to your mat. I'm going to do 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale back to the mat. Let's do 1 more like that. Breathing in. Exhale. Now we're going to thread the needle through. Shoulder away from ear. Side of neck is long. Slowly just stretch. Keep shoulder out of ear. And just extend. Feel this whole side open up. Breathing in. Feel space here. And exhale. Feel those ribs expand. Exhale. 2 more times. Ribs expand. Exhale. Just get this whole side to stretch. In between the shoulder blades, create space to breathe. 1 more deep inhale. And slowly slide this hand under shoulder. Come up to your hands and knees. We're going to do a little camel, a Ustrasana. So I'm going to ask you to have your toes curled under on the mat so it's not as much pressure in the knees. Then if you take your hand right against the back of the pelvis, press against that tailbone sacrum on each side, and you're going to press hips forward, tailbone stretches down, and you could just stay like this and breathe to open shoulders, chest. Tailbone's long, chest is open, breathe. If you want to go a little deeper, you're going to take hands to the backs of your ankles, heels, and you're going to keep pressing hips forward, tailbones long, chest is open, and breathe. Wide across front of shoulders and chest, breathing in and breathing out. Keep dropping and lengthening your tailbone down, breathing in and breathing out. Let's take 2 more deep inhales here. Energize your spine, breathing in. Create space, breathing out. 1 more time. And slowly, we're going to walk our hands to the back of our hips, coming up. Now from here, if you walk your feet in front of you, I'm going to have you just shake out your knees for a second. We're going to do a little caterpillar next. I'm going to take the arms to the sky and really sink the bottom of your pelvis against the mat. Just stretch up, up, up. And then I'm going to have you hinge from the crease of your hips. You're going to hinge all the way over the thighs. Maybe you'll reach towards knees. Maybe you'll grab your shins. Maybe you'll grab your ankles. Wherever you can reach, you can gently pull the pinky toes away. Pull them towards you. Feel the inner thigh lines, outer thighs twisting out. We're just going to stay here and breathe for a moment. Inhaling and exhaling. Hip hinge, keep spine reaching long. Go a little deeper if you can. Keep mid-back lengthened. You could go a little deeper. Mid-back, pull breastbone through. Keep stretching spine. Breathing in, breathing out. Now we're calming the spine. Calming, breathing into the back of the spine. Go a little deeper if you can. Feel the back of the thigh stretch. And 1 more deep inhale here. And slowly you're going to make your way back up. And then from here, I'm going to have you do a little reverse plank. You're going to stretch up, open shoulders, chest, bring hands down by sides, maybe fingertips face out. Try to unweight your shoulder. Avoid this. When I say unweight shoulders, press down through your palms and keep the sides of the neck long, wide and across the front here. You're just going to press into your heels. Feel your abdominals scooping all the way to your back, and you're going to lift the pelvis up. Engage your glutes, lift the pelvis, scoop in, and just press hips to sky. Inhale, lift a little higher, chest is open. Take a couple breaths here. Chest is open. Feel those glutes, breathing in and breathing out. 1 more deep inhale here. Slowly you're going to make your way down to your mat. Okay, we're going to come down and we're going to do a little Supta Baddha Konasana, a little butterfly stretch. So you're just lowering to your mat, bringing the bottoms of your feet together and just allowing your knees to butterfly out. And maybe you'll take your palms straight to the sky and just allow your shoulders to open, collarbones just widen across the chest. You just want to feel this crease in the hips as those legs fall outward. And just stay here for a moment. Imagine the two hip bones narrow together in front, and just feel the back of the pelvis widen into the mat under you, rooting you and grounding you. If you feel scattered or all over the place, it's a good thing to kind of ground and center your energy. Bring it all to one place, connecting you into the earth so you feel centered. You can pull your energy back to yourself. Allow the breastbone, the sternum to just melt, falling down, getting the air to release out of the lungs. When that sternum melts into the chest, you'll feel your middle back elongate underneath you, perhaps touching into the mat. One more deep inhale here. Slowly bring knees together. Gently hug knees to chest. Feel how that low back is against the mat. Maybe you'll take legs straight up into the air. Gently pull them a little closer to you. Feel that stretch through the backs of your thighs. Tailbone sinks into mat. See if you could grab your shin, your knee, your ankle, and then take one leg away from your center. Back stays on mat. Shoulder blades anchor. Nod chin, nod head. Now a little pulse for 2. Back is on the mat. Pulse for 2. Use your core little scissors. Come back in. You can still do this with head on mat. Really feel abdominals pulling into the length of your lower spine. Drop shoulders out of ears. You can do this with head on mat. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. Last set. Gently hug knees in. 5 hip openers. Circle around, come in. Circle around, come in. Keep pelvis still and stable. Opposite way. last one. Now from here, nod your chin, anchor your blades, scoop and rock and roll up. All right, next I'm going to ask you to bring one shin parallel the front edge of your mat, and you're going to take this back leg parallel with the back edge of your mat, and then I want you to lift up your arms and just really try to stretch your spine tall. I'm going to do a little deer pose. Stretching up out of your center. Gently bring those arms down. We're going to start to slide forward. I'm going to grab my yoga block. And then we're going to just really try to stretch the back apart. Maybe you'll use your yoga block under your forehead like that. Maybe on the side like that, coming a little more forward. Now really stretch the top of the spine away from the bottom of the spine. And stay here. Flex your feet. Open the hips a little more by flexing those feet. Breathe. Keep sinking your sits bones back behind you. Come a little deeper if you can. Inhale through nose and exhale through mouth. Send the breath anywhere that's tight. And let's take one more deep inhale here. And slowly you're going to walk your hands in. And then from here, I'm just going to have you extend. If it's the right knee in front, right palm extend sideways. If it's the left knee in front, the left palm would extend sideways. I just want you to open for a second and just let that pelvis really sink into the mat. And then maybe stretch arm overhead, sinking that side of your pelvis deeper into the mat. Inhale and exhale. Do that 3 times. Really stretch this side out. Feel how rib and hip separate. One more time, stretch apart. Rib and hip separate. Gently come back up. Okay, we're going to take opposite sides now. Take this leg in front. Your shins parallel. Now we're going to take this leg behind. The thighs parallel. We're going to flex your feet. And then we're going to stretch our arms to the sky. And just really lift up. Try to drop in to the bottom of the pelvis. Release any anxiety, tension. Just breathe. Just to let any type of anxiety, try to get it out of your body. Try to breathe. And gently bring hands to sides. Keep stretching head away from tailbone. You're going to do a little hip hinge forward as you stretch over the legs. And You can have your head on a yoga block if you like, your forehead, or a pillow, and stay here. So we're just trying to keep the pelvis down, stretch spine long, stretch arms away. Let those sits bones sink behind you. Breathe. If you feel a release, you can come down a little lower. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Softly, gently releasing. Let the air go through your body, getting rid of toxins, bringing fresh energy and nutrients in the oxygen. Let's take a couple more deep inhales. And one more deep inhale here. And slowly we're gonna make our way back in. So that'll feel good on your hips, your quad, your hip, your low back. We're gonna walk our feet forward and just cross at the ankles. Maybe before you cross at the ankles, bring your knees together and just open heart. Press your palms away as you interlace your fingers. Maybe just open across shoulders, chest. Now press your palms away. Stretch out your middle back between your shoulder blades. Open. And exhale. Press those blades part away from you. Gently come back up. Bringing the hands down by sides. Cross your ankles. And then as you cross your ankles, just going to have you, I forgot one thing. When we are doing this, I want you to stretch to the side and just feel how good it feels for this to pull apart. I forgot, I think. Reach your arm by your ear. Pull this area in 2 different directions. Sink that sits bone down. Come back. Keep space here between the shoulder and the ear. Stretch your entire side. Stretch apart, come back up. Just really getting the side to stretch. Reach that arm. And gently come back up. Just wanted you to get this whole side to stretch. We're going to come into Sukhasana. Cross your ankles. And then I just want you to relax those shoulders. Lift them up, down, back, away from your ears. Any tension in there, just let it go. Release, stretch it through the fingertips. We hold tension in the neck, the upper traps, the jaw. Just release. We're going to tilt one ear towards shoulder. Maybe reach, grab your wrist, Maybe just take hands, clasp hands together to side of waistline. And then you'll just slowly lift and then go this way to deepen the stretch. Your anchor points this shoulder this time. And breathe. Get that other side to release a little deeper. And breathe. Slowly come up. And now we're just going to stretch this arm by our side. And as you tilt this way, you'll stretch here. We'll deepen the stretch like we just did on the other side. Your hands are going to go behind you, clasp fingers together. Now, as you do that, it's going to act as an anchor point on that side. Beware if you have shoulder, rotator cuff issues. If you reach behind your body, be very careful that you have the range of motion to do so. And you're just going to stretch a little deeper to that side of your neck. Breathing in, breathing out. And slowly you're going to rise up. And then I'm going to have you take your hands, Garudasana, eagle arms in front. Do a little stretch up. Feel the stretch across your upper mid-back and your shoulders. And one more inhale here. Gently release. Switch arms. Take the other arm. Crisscross. Lift up. Your eagle arms on this side. Breathing in and breathing out. 2 more inhales. And one more time. And gently release those arms. All right, we did it. We finished. We got a little workout in. De-stressed our system. Bring hands to heart center. Hopefully you got rid of some tension and you'll be able to not feel so tight or tense and fall asleep easier tonight. One more deep inhale here. Just feel really centered and grounded within yourself, within your energy field. And appreciate you for joining. Thank you so much. And I'll see you again as soon as I can get here. It might be a few days, but I'll be back, okay? Take care, everybody. Bye.